Hello folks, Johnny Bag of Donuts here. Just want to say happy Tuesday, happy reset day. And I was wondering what I was going to do a video on today, and then after running some keys with my guildies, it became clear to me, because I'm also a pretty avid Redditor, and the people talk about how there's no skill in WoW anymore, how, they gear WoW towards casuals, and they really took all that out of there. And I'm making this video to kind of, give my opinions on the matter, because I got some footage which is playing right behind me from a +7 HOV with the 2A fixes this week, which are skittish and teaming, that really showcases the good and the bad and what the systems that Blizzard has put in place during Legion that really exemplify skill, and their challenge modes, the Mythic Plus system. So I want to go ahead and talk about that. And in a positive example, I want to say is a healer who is a healer in my guild, a guy named Castigator, GQ, whatever his name is. I'll show a picture of him here on the screen. His gear score is 843, as you can see from this picture. Nothing exceptional about his gear. He has 2 blue trinkets. He just hit 110 3 days ago. And he ran Mythic Pluses with us today, all the way up to that 7 HOV, which is the footage you see here in the background. And he did great, man. I mean, not a single wipe was ever caused because of lack of healing, like not one time. He actually did so damn good. I can't wait for this dude to get geared, and be one of our main healers in our raid. I mean, it exemplifies what good skill can do. And there's a really low disparity, I believe, between a great skilled player and an average skilled player. What has to happen to make the difference there is very small. But it's something that sets them apart. Like, for example, with the skittish affix, I was pulling aggro off the tank all the time because our tank really didn't know how to deal with it as a tank that we had to pug. Obviously, a guy who's never played WoW back in the day when aggro was an issue, what I would call a Legion baby, so he's never had to actually do aggro control as a tank. So, the guy was lost. He had no clue what to do. And in several of those situations, I pulled off the boss, I pulled aggro off the tank because I do a shitload of DPS on my Demon Hunter. I almost got killed 2 or 3 times, and Cast was, boom, right on me with that clutch bubble, that clutch cocoon. Like, I couldn't believe how reactive and skilled he was. And then after we were all talking shit in Discord, he lets us know that he's playing on a busted old laptop with no mouse. I was like, what? Like, dude, you are that fucking good. That, you look amazing in a plus with crap gear to teams that you never really ran before, and you're not even using a mouse. Like, dude, I can't wait to have this guy in my guild. And that is a shining example of what Mythic Pluses do. I mean, they showed the best and the worst in people. And in that moment, Cast, he was a shining star. He absolutely was. So what I'm going to say to you, Cast, is cheers, my brother. This whiskey's for you, man. You did a great job, bro. And then I'm going to move on to the negative example here of the Mythic Plus. We had to pug a tank. None of our guild tanks were online at the time. By the way, if anyone's looking for a guild, alleged adults on the server Thrall, we're recruiting. We're awesome as fuck. Shameless plug. So we had to pug a tank. We ran first a +5 with him, which only had the teaming affix, not a big deal. That went pretty well. I mean, our AoE DPS between me, the fire mage from our guild, a guy named Fireballs, and the hunter we had with us, Gruben, also a member of my guild. I mean, we were just knocking shit down. The damage we were doing, it was insane, so that really wasn't a problem. And then we're like, okay, well, we want, and to get his chest, we want, Caster on a 7 this week. That's about, even with his skill level, the limits of his gear, because he's only an 843 gear. So we're like, okay, we're going to do this. We don't care if we complete it on time. And as soon as we get in there, it becomes apparent to all of us after the 9th wipe, because of us pulling aggro, that the tank does not know how to do aggro management, doesn't. And then after a little bit of talking to him, he just started playing, in Legion, and only has ever played tank. So he's used to the Legion aggro system, which is, even if you hit it once or halfway stare at something and you're a tank, you'll hold aggro on it the whole time. He's never had to deal with aggro management. So with the skittish affix in the game right now on challenge mode dungeons and Mythic Pluses, which means the tank has to actively aggro manage everything just like they used to back in the day when we would use Omen threat meters, stuff like that. It puts that aspect, one of the hard aspects of the old game, back into the game. He just was lost, man. Like, we had to keep telling him what to do. Like, we had to call for taunts every time we needed one because he wasn't doing it on his own. I mean, it was kind of a mess, dude. So that was a negative example of how a decently geared player who's really good in just average Legion content was completely lost in challenge modes. I mean, we wiped 9 or 10 times because of that guy. And if you're watching this, Bear Tank, I appreciate you coming on the run. I know you didn't know what you were doing. You said it's the first time you ever seen that affix. Sorry I'm using you as a negative example, but it is what it is. Hopefully you'll learn from that, my friend. Hopefully you will. So I want to say, my final piece about the Mythic Plus system. Blizzard gets all kinds of shit about how the game's too easy. It's built for casuals, etc., etc. And in Legion, man, that is no longer the case. Like, if you want challenging-ass hard content, it's out there for you to go get. Go run an HOV 10 with 3 affixes and tell me that shit ain't hard as fuck. Like, if you want to be challenged in WoW, if you want to play all the content that's no longer for casuals, you absolutely can do that. You just have to push yourself, get in a guild that's doing it, and do it, man. Mythic raids are no joke. Pushing high-level Mythic Pluses is no joke. That shit is not easy. It is not for casuals. 5 minutes into a plus 10, you will know who's a casual and who's not. I'm like, not even kidding, dude. Like, for real. Go do an HOV 10 and you'd let me know which one of your buddies is a casual, because he'll stick out like a fucking sore thumb. I promise you. So there you go. I mean, there's a reason that they call Mythic Plus challenge mode, and it's considered a challenge mode, because it is, man. It is challenging. And lack of experience and skill, or, the abundance of skill and experience will shine through in that situation. The great players will shine, the shitty players will shine in a bad way. And that's what I love about the Mythic Plus system. So in conclusion, I'm going to say that I really, really like what Blizzard's been doing with the Mythic Plus system in Legion. It really does separate the men from the boys. Like, 100%. Like, you go run a high-level Mythic Plus with your friends, you'll know who sucks and who doesn't. And I think that's awesome. Good on you, Blizzard. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Peace.